Hi, I'm Angela from empoweredcrystals.com and I make healing crystal jewellery. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the star sign Aquarius for the summer period, and that will cover June, July and August. I'm going to be using these beautiful crystal grid oracle cards. And as you can see, they have all crystal grids, and we'll be going through the situations and the crystals that are most needed at this time. If you like this type of video, please do click the like and subscribe button below. And if you see anything here that you want in the form of jewellery, please do pop over to my website, empoweredcrystals.com. Thanks very much. So I've pre-picked the cards, and the first one is transformation. And I've chosen a amethyst point for that. The second one is clarity, and I've chosen I've got a Herkimer diamond, but I've also given the choice of having a double terminated quartz because Herkimer diamonds are quite hard to get hold of and they're quite expensive. And the third one is peace, and I've chosen tree agate for that one. One of my favorite stones. I do love the look of that. Right, okay, so the first one is transformation, and this is talking either about a time of change. Obviously this is general reading, so I have to sort of give as many ways to interpret these cards because obviously you're not always all going to be the same and be in the same situation. So I'm going to try to go through all the situations that this could cover. So generally, the transformation card means that you are having problems or you've got questions that you need answers to. And this is talking about going within yourself and really thinking about your situation and what you need to do to change it. It's talking about the root of the problem as well. So this would be suggestive that you have had a period which is quite stressful that you need to sort out. So you need to be thinking about what's caused this stress, what's caused these problems, what's the root cause. Is it just the situation you're in which will change? Is it temporary thing? Is it how you're feeling about either relationships or work? Is it generally that you're not in a stable place at the moment and you need to make some changes to get into a more stable place? So this is all talking about getting to the root problem and going through some period of transformation. Now, transformation quite often means change, but it can also just mean that you come to conclusions and you get to the root cause of your problems, basically. So I'm just trying to think of an example. So for instance, if you're very stressed at the moment, you're in lockdown and things aren't going well, are you stressed because you need external influence to help you along with life? So are you too reliant on other people? Is it because you have got yourself into a situation where you're not particularly happy in your relationships? Is it that you've got yourself into a situation when you're not happy with your job and now you're stuck at home, you can't really get away from it? These are all just examples of how this, so you can sort of see how you might apply this to your own situation. So I think this is all saying that you're actually wanting change at the moment. So, but this is work on yourself, and then this leads on nicely to the next card, and that is clarity. Now, the Herkimer diamond is great for that, and clarity means that this work on yourself and really thinking about your situation and what's going on will actually lead to clarity and to decision making and to revelations, really, about your situation. So you'll be in a better position to deal with stuff, and you'll be able to think much more clearly after doing work. Meditation is great with a Herkimer diamond or a double terminated quartz to try to come to some solutions about your situations at the moment. These are sort of, and the fact that you've got the peace card, I'm just bringing that in now because this is all sort of pointing towards that you're quite stressed at the moment. You're not happy with your situation that you've got yourself into. And it may be that when lockdown changes and things go back to normal, that in actual fact, you don't need to do anything. It's just a situation that's around you that's causing the stress. It may be something a bit deeper and you need to make some changes and you'll make some decisions that will influence things later on in the year and early next year to make changes for the better. So all of this is working towards for better things, really. So yeah, if you really work, do meditations. I've done a YouTube video about meditations a little while ago, so it's worth to having a look at that to see how to meditate with crystals. But basically what you would do is you concentrate on the problem. You hold the crystal in your hand, so this is Herkimer quartz or the double terminated quartz, and you try to sit there and concentrate on the problem. Now sometimes you'll get like some sort of revelation within your meditation, but sometimes you won't. And what you can do, you can ask for answers in your dreams, and just be careful to watch your dreams and leave a notepad by the bed, or have the notepad app on your phone so you can just write down what you've dreamt about, so you can sort of see whether there's a pattern, whether there's some answers. It's quite a nice way of working, so your subconscious works on something. If you're not very good at meditating and getting answers, that's quite a nice way of working, so that you will get answers from your subconscious during your sleep through your dreams. So it's one way of working through these types of problems. Now this peace card, they suggest a scolecite or tree agate. I've chosen tree agate purely because I really like the stone, and it's just generally, it's very peaceful stone, and also I know it's much easier to get than scolecite. Now the thing about scolecite is it brings peace to relationships in particular, which points towards maybe it's the relationships around you that are causing a few problems. Now that's not necessarily your partner, it could be children, it could be family, it could be the fact that you don't have the same relationship with people at the moment, and so that's causing stress. I think for a lot of you, this will actually be workplace relationships and workplace stress. So this actually also foretells of a period of peace. So you may come to some decision making. Now, it may not be big decisions, it just may be the way you process things. So I'm just trying to think of an example of this. So for instance, if you're working from home at the moment and you're finding it very difficult to segregate and to switch off, so you may find that just getting up and getting dressed as though you were going to work and doing it from 9 to 5 and having your set breaks, it may make it a lot more defined for you if that's the way you work. It may be that you work a lot better as a casual worker. So it may be that you get up at 7 and you do everything you need to do, and then at 8 o'clock you start working, and then you have maybe a 2-hour break, just taking care of whatever you need to do on the phone, and then you do a longer period in the afternoon. Depends obviously what your work is and how things are structured, but it's it's a good way of thinking about what decisions you may come to. It may just be that you find that you don't handle stress very well, especially when you can't get away with it. At work, it's different. You're in a different environment. You have people around to help you. And you may be finding having it in your own home, you find it difficult. And that may just be that you just need to process stress a little bit better. So when you finish at the end of the day, you meditate. A great way of meditating to reduce stress is to use sage to cleanse your aura. So just do a little bit of research and just think of ways to process the way you deal with stress. But I feel as though generally you're going to make some decisions, and these are either going to be big decisions or they're just going to be minor decisions, the way you're working or the way you're acting or the way you react to things, and then adding in a few little good habits, so meditating, getting enough sleep, that type of thing, not checking your phone too often and getting stressed. So I think a lot of this may come down to good habits for you. Some of you, it will be major decisions, but I feel as though for a lot of you, it will be the way you process things rather than some major decision you're going to make. But if you work on this is going to become to a period of peace. Now, I do think this period of peace is going to come anyway, whether you work on this or not. But I feel as though it will be much greater if you do work on it. It will just be slightly more peaceful than it has. It's slightly less hectic. So it is worth working on it. It's always worth working on yourself and working on how you deal with stress and things like that. So, so I do think that this is going to be a period of trying to process the way you deal with things, because things have been getting a little bit out of hand and hectic, and it's just been difficult to turn off for you. So generally, if you enjoyed that, please do click the like and subscribe button. If you want any of these in the form of jewellery, please do go over to my empoweredcrystals.com website and have a browse. I've got lots on there. And if you do like any of the stuff that you see, please do consider buying and supporting a small business. I really much appreciate it. Everything's handmade, Reiki attuned. And I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.